I will not even lie. If I were to be these black South Africans or blacks in South Africa, I will feel the same way. Hey guys, so today we'll be talking about a particular, you know, let's say a particular country in another man's country. That's the Urania. Urania is a place in South Africa, in the northern, I think the northern cape of South Africa, where they do not allow the blacks to live. Now, the blacks had settled in South Africa before the whites migrated from different parts of the world to come merge there. And in the process, they took a land. And because they had the apartheid that period, even when they had the apartheid, it was still because they were trying to fight for their rights. And Nelson Mandela got into the big shoe, which he served for 20, I think 27 or 28 years. And when all of this was happening, South Africans were saying, some were saying no, they need to go back to their country. Some were saying no, they need to stay back. How can Orania, that's the Afrikaners, make 8% of 60 over 60,000, over 60 million people? They make just 8%, and then they own 70 something percent of the private lands. Here we are not talking about government land. Even when the Orania people were, interviewed, they say no, they do not have more lands than the government. No, now we are talking about private owned lands. So the people, the South Africans, the black South Africans now have just, I don't even know the percent, maybe 4%. They have just 4%. And then it brings us back to when Donald Trump now reached out to them to say, okay, he's going to cut off aid from South Africa. He's not going to allow anything happen to South Africa again, coming from America, he's not going to allow it. Everybody should stay on their own. Right now, what he's going to do is going to send people to investigate this matter. How can the Ramaphosa decide to take away the Afrikaner land and give to the blacks? Why will he do that? He's being bad, he's being this and that. Really? So Ramaphosa did a video and came out to say, wait, excuse you, Donald Trump, why do you speak to us like that? Did we come to ask you for? We don't need any of your help. Carry your help and go. We will solve South African problem because it is South Africa's problem. Okay. Now, in response to what Donald Trump has said to the Afrikaners, by the way, the Afrikaners are the Urania community. They now did different videos on TikTok, on YouTube, different videos, maybe even on Facebook, and replied to Donald Trump. They said no, they don't want to come. In fact, some of them said it's a good thing for them to come. Some other ones said no. How can Donald Trump tell them to come like refugee? Hey, the matter was plenty. So I watched the reaction video where one particular Nigerian lady who lives in America said, it's obvious Donald Trump did not know the history of these people and how they got to South Africa. Because if he knew the history, he would not be saying that, they should give the whites out the Uranians their land back. They should not take over the land. So now they're saying, the government is saying that they will take over this land and not pay any compensation for the land. This land is just so that they can cultivate and have enough food, because right now the white people control the food. That's the farm. The many things that happen in Urania, that's in South Africa. So, and the funny thing is that while they are in South Africa, they have their own money. So it is not, I don't see how it's affecting the economy. The only difference is that they still sell things to the black South Africans. So the black South Africans are almost like, you understand, born people in their own country. And I do not like to remember the apartheid, and there's so many uninformed black South Africans who usually will come on the comment section without listening to you to understand where you're coming from and start bashing. Some of them do not know their history. Now, a lot of us who talk about South Africa, we actually feel the pain of South Africans. But you hear some South Africans, because you are Nigerian or you're not South African, they'll be saying, keep quiet. We love our Afrikaners like that. We love them. We are not complaining. Yeah, 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 yeah. But okay, nobody's saying you are complaining, but we are just thinking about how you are surviving. Okay. Now, when the Maya goes to Orania to do his normal tour of the place to see how Orania is going, he has been hearing Orania, and he tagged it the most controversial city that has been built in South Africa. And then he got to interview this young man who was saying that, okay, that it's not really, well, they can call it controversial, but it's not really, really controversial, and that Urania has the right to live in where they are living, that they are not causing problems or anything. And then they interviewed one man in another creator's interview, which, you know, which Wodemaya had included in his video. And the man now asked the interviewer a question. He said, have you ever heard that in Urania, a girl is moving and somebody will lead her? Have you ever heard that in Urania, you dropped your phone or your charger and you did not come back to meet it? Have you ever heard that in Urania there's any fight or any form of disagreement? Wow, when I heard that, I felt insulted. Now, I am not South African, but I'm black. You get, I felt bad because, okay, yes, we will say, oh, every society has its bad airs, bad people. But Urania is saying that no, nothing of such is happening in their own city, that their city is pure. No problem, nobody's hijacking anybody. It's not kind. So what they're trying to say that the main South Africans, the blacks, are used to stealing, to hijacking, armed robbery, daylight robbery, and night robbery, forcefully breaking, burglary, and all of those. So it took me back to how the pain of somebody takes your land, takes your entitlement, and then still calls you a thief. Oh my God, that was hot. That was hurt, And I like how Wodemaya was asking these questions. Even though he asked these questions and they were finding it very, 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 very awkward. I don't know. I'm sure Wodemaya has gotten himself into a big problem after he uploaded this video. Maybe when they watched it, they will come there. Of course, a lot of reactions were on the comment section and all of that. But the truth is, the black South Africans truly happy having those people there? Because I don't want to believe that a few black South Africans who come under my comment section to say, we love our white South Africans like that. And the funny thing is that they hardly call Afrikaners white South Africans. They call them South Africans. Now, they now have to differentiate by calling the black South Africans. It is just recently people started doing videos and started calling those ones white. You call them Afrikaners, they call them Urania. They say in Urania they build their own houses. In Urania they farm their own food. In Urania they do everything. If you want to build a house, they'll bring people to build the house for you. In Urania you pay them. So they keep their money within them. They don't patronize any other person. They patronize themselves. They stay with themselves. They are closely knit, as in they're together in everything they are doing. So the way Wodemaya was going about these questions, I was almost scared. I hope this guy will not just say, so why did you come here? If you have a negative thing to say about Orania, why are you here? Now, in as much as Orania have their rights and privileges, I still feel that they should also be kind when they are saying that South Africa is bad. South Africa means that's the other parts of South Africa where they do not live outside Orania. All the places outside Orania, there's carjacking, there's stealing, there's the ROAPE girls, and they don't allow girls to move freely and all of that. I'm like, even the reaction on Wodemaya's comment section is mind-boggling, Wow. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your honest thoughts in this matter, because it is not funny. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.